Lance and Steven in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy fall.
Happy fall.
Happy September.
It's September. It's not, the calendar is not telling us it's fall yet, but it
Is
sure
it
looks
September
like it feels
fall?
like it, doesn't it?
I thought September was fall.
September 21st is fall.
Oh. Comment in, dear two viewers. Good morning to you.
Yes.
Is September fall in your mind?
Yeah, does other people feel that? Or is that just, I mean, I know September feels like fall, but it's technically not fall. I grasp onto the last vestiges of summer with my fingernails.
Yeah. I don't feel that way. I love the fall.
I like it too, but I love summer.
Yeah, summer's good,
I'm
but
like
man,
Olaf.
I wish I was in school sometimes so I could get like a new backpack, new school supplies, the feel of like a crisp new notebook. And then you never really use that stuff, right? But like the feeling of having it, glorious.
Which is interesting insight, Lance. I mean, what happens to all that stuff? Because we buy it all, and I remember we didn't always use it as kids.
Yeah.
So where does it end up? Where did it go?
I don't know, but Amanda is saying you can still get all that stuff. And you're right. I actually need to make a trip to Staples to get a new notebook.
I actually need to make a trip to Staples too. We should do that tomorrow.
We should go. We should go together.
Yeah. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's go to Staples.
Let's do that.
I'm supposed to be off tomorrow, but I'll still go to Staples with you.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
We'll do a Staples trip.
Yeah. I'll count that as work time for me because I'll be... Well, good morning, friends. How are you doing?
Good
morning.
Is there anybody commenting?
Yeah. Do you not see?
Watching.
There's Nicole saying good morning.
Oh.
Good morning, Nicole. How's Benjamin?
I'm just sharing this to my friends on my page. I don't do that. When we do our stuff, I don't share on my own page.
We apparently need to.
I should promote myself more, Lance. That's my fall resolution. I'm going to promote myself more.
I love it. I love that journey for you. That's great. We need to because of the Facebook algorithms. I guess we need to, because someone was just telling me they don't see my youth posts. They see my personal posts because no one likes any of my stuff I post on my youth page, but they like my photos of my kids and my wife. So then they see all my stuff. Oh, thanks, Nicole. I look forward to an update from you.
Are you experiencing a little bit of a lag here, Lance?
No.
I'm getting lag from you.
Nope. Not for me, anyway. Sorry, man.
Okay. It's probably my connection.
So we are we're still in the phase of this, the summer mode of our Lance and Steven show. Where we don't really have a plan. We need to get a plan. We need to get back on track with that.
Yeah, we were 2 months where I was vacationing, then you were away, and then a little overlap in between, and we really didn't know what we were going to do each morning here, but we just said we'll keep it going as best we can.
Yeah.
We'll have our typical morning conversations.
Yeah.
Relatively unscripted,
but we want to talk about things you guys want to hear. So please tell us your ideas for topics of conversation.
Yeah. What would you like to see when you're watching Lance and Steven?
Yeah. What do you wish you were sitting down having coffee with us chatting about? Any random thought The more random, the
What
better.
What would you like to hear Lance wax eloquently on?
Yeah, challenge
And me try to rail him back in.
Yeah, I am seeing a tiny bit of a lag.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Their church Wi-Fi. Christians always have the worst internet connections.
What?
Same with the worst coffee. Just, man.
Worst copy, worst internet connection. I don't know if that's Christians. I had a not a great connection at my house, but I fixed that problem.
Mm.
It was my wireless adapter. I replaced it, and man, it's been working great.
Nice. Good for you, man. I have to upgrade my internet.
Upgrades.
Yeah.
So Lance, with the fall coming, what's some of the things you look forward to in the fall?
With the fall?
What's like besides the school, besides buying your backpack and your notebooks and your new pens?
And this is something I'd love to hear what people like as well. So please comment what you love most about the fall season. But I like the feeling of this time of year for me really is the new year. Like I don't care about January, New Year's stuff. Like that's just coming back from a holiday, really. But the fall for me is new beginnings, so I like the idea of like new year resolutions in the fall, and I don't do spring cleaning. I want to do fall cleaning and that sort of thing. But also the colors, the
Is
air.
that because it's like school starts up, and then you've got like as a pastor your ministries start up, and so you're in that phase of new things? Is that why you think that way? Or
yeah, it's everything's fresh and exciting for about a month until I go back to being cynical and worn out and all that.
So like you need a fall Groundhog Day to just perk you right up again a month in, right?
Yeah, that's right. But my son Owen started kindergarten. First day yesterday. Hello, Facebook user. We can't see your picture of who you are because you're watching from the group. There should be a link in the post to give StreamYard permission to use your face and name. But thanks for agreeing with me, Team Fall. Woot. Woot, woot.
There's a few people I think that could be who would say Team Fall.
Yeah.
If I was to assume
cool people.
Personalities.
Cool personalities.
Am I allowed to assume somebody's am I allowed to assume somebody's personal position on fall?
Yeah.
Is that
yeah, it's okay.
That's yeah.
You can make any assumptions you want about people, Steve. They may not like it.
They may not like it.
Friends, but
you may be way off.
No. You can make any assumptions you want. Just don't voice them out loud. But Amanda came in. I don't know if she's still watching, but she came in and she brought that up as something we should do with like ministry leaders. What's like assumptions about them? We should do that.
Assumptions people make about different ministry leaders?
Yeah. Just based on what you see of Steve and I, what are assumptions you'd make about us?
Yeah, that could be devastating for some people to hear.
Not us, though. No, especially us. I'm not saying be mean.
I don't think you want to hear the assumptions. Did you know my wife had some assumptions about me when she first met me?
No, do tell. Hello, Marcelo.
Hey, Marcelo was watching. She had some. So I was I think when I met Janice, I was 21 and I was 120 pounds. Wore cargo pants pretty much exclusively.
Nice.
Wore those big, like clonk and those Doc Marten big honking boot shoes. You remember those
Okay.
guys?
Yeah.
And yeah, I had this dog tag kind of a thing I used to wear all the time, and yeah. So she had some assumptions when she first met me.
What were those assumptions, Steve?
So she definitely thought I was a nerd. Yeah, definitely thought I had some different friends too. She met some of my friends, and yeah, she's like, yeah, I think he's a different character. And so she wasn't that far off. That's
yeah, there you go. She just wasn't sure if she was attracted to that at that moment.
That's exactly what it was. Well, there was no uncertainty about it. She was not attracted to that in that moment. Yeah. But I also had assumptions when I met her too.
Oh yeah. What were those?
Yeah.
By the way, Mary is saying she'd assume we're wild and crazy.
Wild and crazy guys.
Yeah.
I am the opposite of wild, or well, I could be a little bit crazy, but definitely the opposite of wild.
And this mystery viewer thinks she made a good assumption about you. Yeah.
She's a good judge of character. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I own that. I was the board gaming, role playing, Star Wars watching. I ticked all the boxes for nerd, I think.
Yeah.
But also like baseball, and have that quirky side where I enjoyed playing road hockey and all those kinds of things,
which is something of a betrayal in nerddom.
Yeah. Now I'm not good at it. I fit the prototypical nerd. Like, I'm just not good at sports, but I still like it.
Yeah. Well, you and I are in good company because Danica had some wild assumptions about me when she first met me too.
Yeah, I heard that story.
Yeah. She first met me. I don't know if she'd like me sharing this story here, but I think it's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious.
But she met me at a youth retreat because she was going to was Living Faith Bible College at the time, now Clearwater College, and I was just about to graduate. I was at their spring youth retreat. But I was the only teen from my youth group that went. So it was me and like my youth pastor and a few of my youth leaders. So, and I didn't know anyone. I'd never been to this sort of thing before. So I just followed my youth leader or my youth pastor around. So, she right there, she's like, oh, okay. And then, I have a lisp. At that time, I wore like baggy t-shirts and my glasses were broken and taped up and
taped in the middle.
Yeah, or something like that. She could have swore I had a top hat. She always said like, yeah, you were wearing like a top hat or something, but I think it was a fedora. But I mean, like, is that much better? And yeah, so she just put all those things together and like, just like, oh, maybe that's like his aide or something.
She thought you had a worker and you were special needs.
Yeah. and just like, oh,
okay.
And then when I came to the college later, she didn't even like put two and two together that I was the same person. And then until a certain point later, she's like, oh, well, whatever.
You're that guy.
Okay. Oh, so fun. And I didn't hear that until like we were dating by the time I heard that story. But yeah. Oh, Heather says we married up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's
So
for sure.
so my wife assumed, oh, he's immature, he's nerdy. So she was wrong with the immature part, but she definitely had that.
In your opinion, anyway.
In my defense, she was wrong. I am not immature. So she had those things going on in her head, and I'm thinking, man, she's mature, she's sophisticated.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking all these things. I was like, yeah, and what's funny is now that we're married, it's like, yeah, she is mature, but the sophisticated part, man, she is goofy as like just foolish, but she never showed that side when we first met.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. When I first met Danica, I was like, there's that really attractive musician on stage. And that's never gone away.
And that's never gone away.
Yeah.
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 Oh, the assumptions we make.
Yeah. Well, and then it was funny because then when I met her sister Darian, and around that time, Danica was telling her, yeah, I'm interested in that guy. And that was right at the point where I had grown out my beard and hair really long. So it was like poofy and just like a lion mane. I can't remember if I had it like that or I had just shaved my beard. And so I had this like really long hair and this like tiny little head under it all. And so at that point, she couldn't see what Danica found so appealing about me.
That's funny.
These are fun stories to share.
That is fun stories to share.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Assumptions, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Well, and it goes, I mean, sometimes you get some things right on a first impression of people or limited knowledge of a person, but some things are totally wrong. Like I remember when we first moved here and I first met Eric Galt.
Mm.
And I mean, so Eric's got the beard and, that whole look, and I was thinking, yeah, he's your typical Northern Alberta, driving a truck, working in the oil patch, that, cause he had that look, right?
Right.
And they invite us over for a meal one evening. And it was, it was nice and all that. And I was like, I don't know what this is going to be. And I come to find out, man, Eric's bigger nerd than I am. He's like, he's got a VR system. He's like super nerdy board gamer.
Builds computers.
He builds computers. Yeah. And it's like, wow, like that guy is like totally different than what I had him pictured in my head of what he was going to be. And there's lots of people that I've met that's what it's been. It's wow, you create this image of who you think they are, and then you actually get a little bit deeper and you're like, wow, they're nothing like what I thought.
Yeah. I'm really bad judge of like people. I don't my assumptions about people usually are not right. So I try not to make them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying to you earlier this morning that I've had a lot of people come up to me and I tell them I'm an introvert. I don't like being around people. I don't like getting up in front of people. And they're like, what? No, you're a people person. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
I can do it. There's a dramatic side to me that can feed off of that. And like, that's how I do it. But after like a Sunday or a Friday night, especially,
you're going home for a long nap.
Exhausted, just worn out, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Assumptions. Yeah. So maybe we should get some of our ministry leaders on here and talk about assumptions that people make and let's dig a little bit deeper into who they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun to do.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know. People watching, you need to tell us what you want us to talk about. We need content.
Yeah, we're looking to fill some content for the fall. We're looking to say, hey, because me and Lance can talk about anything. We really could. We have such varied conversations.
Mm-hmm. For instance, I just learned. Oh wait, Marcelo's saying something. Talking about assumptions and wives. I was introduced to my wife by a girl I was dating at that time several years before we even start to date. And at that point, she was thinking I was like a rebel, long hair rock star. That's awesome. I've heard a similar story.
Marcelo was a long-haired hipster.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a similar story with I think it's Leslie and Dennis Stauffer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where Leslie's like she wanted to be all rebellious and she was like she found this biker leather jacket wearing guy and it's like I'm gonna date that guy and like be a rebel and all. Turns out he's this like hardcore Christian guy and I think that's how she met Jesus and all that stuff, and it's so fun. Talk about evangelism. How can we spread the gospel? Ooh, that's a serious topic.
That's a serious topic for sure.
I don't know how serious we can be.
Hey, one real good way is invite someone to join you to Alpha when we run Alpha this fall.
Whoa.
How do you like that plug?
That was a flawless plug for Alpha. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. For me, when we run Alpha is a phenomenal tool for that. For people who are searching and actually genuinely wanting to explore ideas of faith and whatever. The thing with it is that it creates such a safe environment for people to come and have those conversations. And it's a phenomenal tool, how they've put it together and everything. It's great. I find it awesome. And we're really going to promote it this year as the type of thing where like bring someone to Alpha with you, invite them to come to Alpha with you. You know, and we've done this, and people who like, I have never met a single person who's come to Alpha and said, I hated Alpha. Everybody who I've gone through Alpha with has said, wow, like this is really interesting. It's really good. It's really well done. And even people who aren't Christian, who have gone through Alpha have never said, oh, this is a waste of time. They've actually found it really insightful, and some have come to Christ through Alpha. And at the very least, it's furthered the conversation. So, yeah.
And creates the chance for the relationships, right?
Totally.
Yeah. I think for me, that's the biggest thing is I think there was a phase of churchdom where the idea of evangelism was like going door to door with pamphlets and inviting people out to events and stuff, which I don't know how effective that really was in the long run, because usually there's no ongoing relationship with those people. And then it can become really about like when you bring large numbers of people to an tent meeting or an event or something, you pat yourself on the back and feel like you did a good job. But if there's no meaningful connection between those people and other believers, then you know what happens after, right?
And that's, you know, I mean, that's a whole conversation of styles of evangelism too, right? Because I think different styles have different benefits, we'll say, and it has its own place. But I think generally the most effective is the idea of actually connecting and building relationship with somebody, that it's not just about me leading you to Christ, but it's about me caring about you and connecting with you as a person. Whether or not you ever accept Christ, I'm still going to bring him into that conversation because he's important and he's changed my life. But it's opening up your life for people to see that, right?
Yeah.
Seeing that personal thing. How does Jesus, the theory of Jesus beyond, how does he actually impact your life?
Yeah.
Right? People look for that.
And are people's lives better for coming into contact with you? I think that's a good litmus test for if Jesus is at work in you.
Yeah.
People's lives are better.
Yeah.
Or best.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's a conversation right there.
Yeah.
We had started talking about fall earlier, not to change the subject from assumptions, but and I had asked the question to you, like, what's some hallmarks of fall for you, Lance? Like, what's the...
Well, there's one really clear thing that's dear to my heart. That is a certain beverage beloved by many, known as the pumpkin spice latte. And any pumpkin spice latte fans in the audience?
My wife, I think, likes that stuff.
Oh yeah. PSL lovers out there, no. I had a teen when I was waxing eloquent about my love for pumpkin spice lattes. This was years ago, but a teen called me like a basic teen white girl. So I don't know if that was a compliment or not, but it's like, you're like basic white girl, Lance. I was like, what? I don't understand. I still don't understand what that means. So I don't know. So maybe Amanda can interpret that for me. But I like pumpkin spice lattes.
You like your pumpkin spice latte?
Yeah. Yeah. So go to Starbucks, get your PSL today, and bring me one too. Please and thank you. Grande. Well, any size. Can't look a gift horse.
Can't look a gift horse in the mouth, hey?
Well, no one bought me an Xbox Series X, so the least you can do is get me a pumpkin spice latte.
You had to go buy yourself.
I had to go buy my own Xbox Series X. Yeah.
Poor baby.
Yeah. Yeah. First world problems to like the extreme. Hey.
Yeah.
But I have very simple wants in life.
Yeah.
I don't go on cruises. I don't travel the world. I don't buy big houses. Just want the next gen console. That's all.
In the idea of cruises and traveling and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, do people travel in the fall? Do some people I mean, you know how people do their summer trips. Maybe some people do like fall trips.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Are there people that...
No one's commenting.
This is our fall trip. This is what we do in the fall.
Yeah. We have 7 people watching. No one's saying a thing.
They're just enjoying the train wreck that's happening in front of their eyes.
Hey, this is not a train wreck. We're very open. We are very open.
I don't know, man. We're like that meme. Content we're like that meme with the guy watching the screen 3 hours later or whatever. Thanks for everybody who watched.
That's right. No, we're completely honest. This is just our random conversations. If you come here expecting like earth-shattering,
you are getting potpourri of conversation with me and Lance. Yeah.
Brendan says hunting trips in the fall.
Yeah. Some people, that was a big thing. My grandfather was, into moose hunting. That was his thing in the fall. That was moose hunting season.
Nice.
To late September, early October. That was, yeah.
Nicole wants to go to New York in the fall.
Mm.
Greg better get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Greg.
Well, we're going to do the marriage retreat with the CFA in Jasper. Yeah. So we're doing that this fall.
Is that October?
October, yeah. I find the funny thing here is that I think it's maybe because we're so far north, but you can really hit. You don't get the long drawn out fall season like you do on the East Coast. Yeah. Like East Coast, leaves start to turn in September, and it drags well into October, even into November, right? Before it feels like, okay, now it's like that time right before winter. Right. But here, I feel like it's a shorter season. Yeah. Fall doesn't go on as long.
Yeah. Fall and spring are really quick.
Yeah.
Here. I don't even think we have a spring. It's just like wet and dirty. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I think East Coast colors in the fall. Wow. Like the golds and the reds. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago that it was mid-September and we had like a huge downpour of snow. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're typically like winter's hitting you by end of October.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
Many a Halloween spent in the snow.
In the snow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spring, summer, and fall make up 4 months.
And then 8 months winter.
It's true. But you know what? There are pros to that. The remarkably few critters that are scary, nightmarish, and deadly that we have to deal with. It's wonderful. Like I hear about a normal day in Australia and I just wonder, like, why would anyone go there? I don't care how nice those coral reefs are. They're infested with demons.
Well,
spiders.
I saw a video yesterday. Of these guys down in Australia and this snake swimming in the water. You see this thing, and the snake is like 6 feet long, swimming in the water, and then it tries to get up onto the raft.
Yeah.
And they're in the ocean. No. They're like, what's a snake doing swimming out in the ocean? Like, snake, what?
Yeah. The only snakes we have to deal with here are the extension cords to your block heater that you forget to unplug.
Those winter snakes.
Winter snakes lying on the road. I don't know how many times I've done that. But yeah, I would much rather fight off the cold than have like little spiders crawling in my bed and poking me to death, eating me. And the kangaroos too, I hear. We think like, oh, kangaroos are pretty cool. No, they're pests, I guess. They like hunt them down like rabbits because they just come in and like imagine something big enough to like wreck a fence.
Yeah.
And all your stuff.
Yeah.
Cindy said took out our Christmas lights today
to
get them ready.
There's some of my neighbors didn't take theirs down. So
yeah, I didn't forget. I was too lazy to take mine down. But now I have to take them down to replace the bulbs anyway, because the sun just scorched them.
You can't leave those things out, man. No. Like they're made out of plastic now, like the bulbs and stuff. Like,
well, these are like the glass cut type ones.
Oh,
so
okay.
You leave them in the sun and it just like wrecks the color of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, see, look how much we're discussing. I didn't even get to bring up my anecdote about the eels.
About what?
Eels.
What's your anecdote about eels?
Well,
you can save that for next week.
Next time.
Tune in next week.
You know how we talked about locusts?
Eels.
Yeah. You know, we talked about locusts a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
It's got a fun anecdote about eels. I just learned on my holiday.
You can dip those in paint, Cindy says.
What?
The glass ones.
You're pulling my legs, Cindy. Would that work? I feel like the paint would be too thick for it. I don't know. I'll Google it. I'm so suspicious and mistrustful. Look at me. Nope. Hey. Okay. What's Marcelo saying? For next year, Bolivia is waiting for you with open arms. Man, relentless. I love it.
Oh, yeah. That's it. We're going to get it from Marcelo and Debbie until we say, that's it. We're going.
Yeah. We'll have to go.
We'll do Lance and Steven in the morning. Bolivia.
And we can do it in very broken Spanish, too.
Sí, señor.
Hola.
Vámonos.
Bienvenue.
Bienvenue. Sorry, man. That's French.
Oh, yeah. Oops. We better quit while we're ahead. We're 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah. So we'll see you next week. Lance is going to talk about eels. He has an anecdote of eels.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about my puppy's separation anxiety. I had that on my go-to.
Oh, yeah. So,
and I wanted to throw out before we go, so because we do typically talk about what's going on at CFA. And so there's quite a few things because we're heading into the fall, new season, all that good stuff. So we, as I already mentioned, we are doing Alpha at CFA, and that's going to begin on September 28th. We're doing Authentic Living, which is the Freedom Session kind of part 2. You don't have to have done Freedom Session to do Authentic Living. It's definitely helpful. But Authentic Living is basically dealing with growing as a disciple now. So you go through Freedom Session Foundations, and that deals with your past hurts and wounds and that kind of stuff. And then Authentic Living is how do you live well now so that you don't get back into some of those things, right?
Right.
So it's still helpful for people, but we would say if you're going to do Authentic Living, do Freedom Session in the winter when we run it, the foundations, Freedom Session Foundations, because it deals with the stuff because what happens if you don't deal with the hangups from the past, you just go back and into those broken cycles again and again. But anyway, we're running Authentic Living. Kids Connection fall has starting up. The fall semester is starting up. So sign up for that if you have children for our Sunday mornings. Ladies Boarding Out will be starting up in October. Youth starting next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yep. So kids from grade 7 and up.
Mm-hmm. And I need particularly female youth leaders. People who just want to come and connect with the teens. You don't need to be Bible experts or perfect or anything. Just want to give of your time. That's all.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me know.
Lance will teach you how to be a Bible expert. That's what. You don't do that with your leaders? No? Okay, sorry. He's not going to teach you how to be a Bible expert. He'll teach you how to be a youth ministry expert, which is
even I doubt I'm even that. I'll teach you how to show up and be like, we're just gonna try to love these kids as best we can.
Hey, that's a youth ministry expert right there.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Yeah. So that's a bunch of stuff that's going on at CFA that we throw out there. I am speaking this Sunday, and next week, Wednesday, I am going to do just come on in the evening and do like a follow-up to the sermon of things, because I'm writing my sermon, and man alive, I got way too many notes. I've got to narrow this thing down, or you're going to be listening for way too long. I'm getting razzed from my parents. Like, they're listening online in Newfoundland. They're like, Steve, you're 55 minutes, man. You got to. I'm like, I wasn't 55 minutes. That would include the song and everything at the end. I was 50 minutes. That's still too long.
Yeah. Turn into Glenn.
My fall resolution, in all seriousness, is try to get my sermon to 35 minutes or less.
Nice.
That's what I want to do.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I gotta practice on being more succinct.
Yeah, me too.
Get to the point.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right.
So because of that, a lot of stuff hits the cutting room floor, and I feel like there's more things I want to talk about. So
Always more to say. Yeah.
next Wednesday night, I will dig a little bit further into the things that hit the cutting room floor from my sermon.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Those are things to know about. Catch us next week. Remember, pumpkin spice lattes. We'll see you later. Hugs and kisses. X's and O's. Oh, maybe you just need to preach more often, Nicole says.
Maybe that's something
get it out of your system.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't preach much this summer, right? This is only my second time preaching since June. So
oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting on a roll, and it's just ideas.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Bye, friends.
We'll see everybody